given nothing in return. Gordon? Gordon, you're breaking up. Yeah, I'm in here now. Well, they didn't know what I was on about at first. Yeah, they gave me the key in the end. I think I just frightened them a bit. They weren't used to seeing a woman in the bar at this time of the day. The door sticks and it was pissing down. How do you think I am? No one else is here. Are you on your way? I need to speak to you. I need to speak to you in person. Where are you? Right. Okay. Yeah, but... Sure. But... Sure. What does one more wasted morning matter? Twat. Blah, blah, blah. Absolute shit. No one in their right mind is going to be able to take on a monologue that fucking long. Sick to death. Gordon. I know I owe you a favour. I'm fully aware I promised. I am in your debt. I know I said I could do this, but I just can't. It's not this play, the part, the writer Dorothy Edwards, that's fine. She seems fine. It's not that I can't do this. I can't do any of it. Not anymore. Not anymore. Shit. Gordon, you're gonna have to suck it up, mate. I'm out. 16 fucking years and I'm out. I've got to stop trying my heart out, going ignored, unheard. I can't fool myself any longer. No more waiting around for some wanker director to give me permission to say some bad lines. And here I am talking to the wall. Gordon, I'm quitting. Because I have nothing left to give. And if I ever did have, it's long gone, evaporated. And I've been running on fumes, and I don't even know what it feels like to get it right. I have no idea what it feels like to be myself, and I don't know why I do this anymore. I'm quitting.
You need some help with that monologue? I'm
You're not the fucking writer.
I guess you must be the fucking actor.
And Gordon isn't in a fucking meeting, the coward.
Can I come in?
No, stay there getting wet.
If it's any consolation, I spoke to Gordon. He didn't tell me that you were the actor.
That's no consolation.
I don't see what the problem is if you're quitting.
How long have you stood there?
A wet dweller. I was going to say...
No, I prefer if you didn't talk.
I was going to say that for all his faults, Gordon knows how to cast a show.
Is that supposed to be flattering?
Struck a genius thinking of you for this.
Listen to yourself. Look at this place. A damp attic above a dive bar next to a railway line. I'm hardly feeling the warm embrace of the big time.
That's a good part. It's a great part.
Even if you do say so yourself.
Well, it will be when I finish writing it.
Well, it doesn't matter now, does it?
You brought the script with you, though. What there is of it? What do you think?
Bollocks.
What is it?
Message from Gordon. He won't be here until tomorrow.
Why don't you just go? I can straighten things up with Gordon.
Because I wanted to tell him to his face. I wanted one last speech.
When you do it to the mirror,
With you as my audience.
you never used to worry about the audience.
It never ceases to amaze me how little you knew me.
I know you. You're not a quitter.
I wasn't a quitter. For a long time, I wasn't. Now it seems to be my new thing. Clearing the decks, I suppose.
So, what's your plan B?
Life of my own.
You don't mean that.
I wasn't always sure I got your sense of humour.
We used to laugh a lot.
I was acting. Always acting.
I'm going to cross the road, see if I can get a coffee.
No milk, 2 sugars.
You should know that when I agreed to write this, it was you I had in mind for Dorothy.
You are transparent.
No, it's true. Oh, the irony is I didn't tell Gordon because of our history. But, you know, it's useful as a writer to have a face in your head when you write.
The only face you should have in your head is one belonging to a therapist.
I'm telling you might mean something.
You haven't got it. You're way off yet.
Oh, I know that.
She's all over the place.
But she's getting there. I was imagining your voice.
Last time you heard my voice, I was telling you to fuck off.
After you detailed my shortcomings. Someday. I'll leave you to the mirror.
I didn't come here to quit. I've already quit. So you won't talk me round. And Dorothy won't either.
Gordon will understand. The reason he's not here today is he's got a meeting about that musical. You know the one he's been trying to make for years?
Do you know what? It's nice to hear a sentence like that and not think, ooh, is there a part in it for me?
No milk, 2 sugars.
Gordon, is there a part for me in your musical?
It was closed across the road. The old girl downstairs said to put the kettle on. Don't know what it would be like, certainly no frills. Anything useful in here?
Did Dorothy ever go around dressed as a harlequin?
It's like that, is it? Gordon promised me there'd be everything I could possibly need. For the tones, I was thinking a different palette for each phase of her life. Cardiff was emerald green, after a dress Gwyn Jones saw her in once. Bloomsbury is bold and floral, and for London, I was thinking monochrome. Yeah,
I'm not putting it on.
just hold it.
I'm not putting it on.
Just hold it a second. There, perfect, monochrome.
Drab.
Try it on.
Definitely not.
Maybe soaked through it for no other reason. Now, I'm not trying to trick you, but since you're here, how about some improvisation?
I fucking hate improvisation, and you know it. We're sitting at a bus stop, blah, blah, blah.
Humour me.
Don't push it.
Please.
What are we doing?
Great. London.
Fucking London.
Yes, indeed. Fucking London. 1933. Dorothy goes to London to stay with the Garnets. David Garnet and his wife Ray. And their kids. 2 boys. She goes there to write, to focus the space, the head space. Something in the air. London lights you up.
Get on with it, Byron.
David Garnett is famous literary figure of the day, and he adores Dorothy, adores her writing, and he wants to help. She's been back in Cardiff living with her mum, and she's very depressed. So he extends this invitation, but it's bleak. It's not working out. She's struggling. Mental health, money. You be Dorothy, I'll be David Garnett.
I don't know why I came here.
Hey, don't start. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't help, but you've become impossible.
Impossible? You mean ungovernable? This is real life, David. Not that I expect you and your lot to notice the difference.
I thought bringing you to London would be the beginning of something, would be the making of you.
And what did I get instead? A little pat on the head. Have you seen how these people look at me, David?
I don't know what more I can do for you. Anything I try is thrown back in my face.
That face drowning in disappointment. And every time I look at you, I'm further from heaven.
I should have known better. London was supposed to set you free, not make you feral. Look at you, Dorothy.
Let me guess. My potential. My life didn't start when I met you, David. Oh, so typical. That Garnet thought he was a saviour and deliverer. Fucking men.
No, this is really good. You've got something there already. Sort of sullen rage. You can build around that.
Sullen rage? What is that? It's just a tag.
It's a building block.
No. You need to be asking questions of her. What is it you want from her?
Same as always. The truth.
Then ask me a difficult question.
What sort of difficult question?
Anything, swing for it. You have it here, right in front of you. Do your worst.
Did you want children, Dorothy?
And give them what? My stories?
No. Try again.
My stories were my
Come on, you can do it.
What woman doesn't want children?
Go on.
They never found me. I never held still for long enough for them to find me. Not all women want children. What a fucking question to ask. Did I want children? You have no idea. Did I want children?
You're always very good with kids, now.
I tried not to get into that situation. But David could be very convincing.
Come to London. Stay with Ray and me there. You'll be able to write. You won't be able to avoid it. London energizes the heart.
I cannot live on handouts, David. You know this.
No handouts, no. I respect you too much to insult you with handouts. For your boys, you can nanny the boys. They like you. They admire you. You make them laugh. Don't think governors. Won't be a Henry James novel. Think doting aunt.
Sir, I am to be your sister. How very Bloomsbury.
Oh, don't be like that. You mustn't let that side of you win out. It'd be good for you. But yes, I want you here. You know, when I haven't been able to admit that I need you in my life, but this is about space to write. That's what you need, isn't it? You can't write where you are.
I wrote everything where I am.
That's a good line. It's snappy. But it's more complicated than that. She couldn't write in Wales.
Could not write in Wales. And yet she could not escape it.
Everything's escapable.
From the mouths of men.
But back then, things were simpler.
Things would get simpler.
Everything had its place to give the impression of simplicity.
Why does everything have to be simple anyway? When did anything with anything ever come out of an easy road?
We always did have different outlooks.
All we had was the work, let's be honest. We're not the first people to mistake it for something else.
What did we mistake it for? Where are you living now?
I'm back with my parents for a bit.
You must love that.
It is what it is. What about you?
I'm engaged.
Ah, yes, I heard. Talking of simple, how is Claudia?
Snappy. You haven't changed. What?
I was just remembering how I was your pet project.
That wasn't true then. I haven't changed my opinion over time. I believed in you.
I suppose in a crowded field I was your greatest failure.
I suppose I don't have to care that that's how you think of yourself anymore.
It's not good to see you, Byron. I must make that clear. I came here to get away from all this, to leave it behind.
heard what happened.
You did.
Just up and left, mid-run. Quite a hot gossip there for a moment.
You came back too? What was it? House prices?
No, I've done my time. Not getting any younger. I realised I didn't have to be there.
I told myself that for a while. But did it ever occur to you? Did you ever think that these just weren't your people? That you were playing a part, performing for them?
Yeah.
I don't know. My stories just stopped being my stories. They were stories designed to please my masters.
You sound just like you always did.
I haven't been myself for a long time.
Perhaps. London.
London. London, then.
London indeed!
And for the privilege I get to marry your children.
You will write your masterpiece.
I suppose I could help us after the boys. I feel sorry for them if I'm honest.
Sorry for them, why?
Oh, I didn't mean to offend.
I'm not offended.
I like that we can be so open with each other, David. No, something's not right.
What?
It's too bloody meek.
Meek?
Yeah, I don't think Dorothy's pulling any punches by this point.
No. I think when David invites her down to London, it gives her hope, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's just too mousy. I like that we can be so open with each other, David. And the hug? No, we should keep them apart. We don't even know that they had a physical affair.
This was the Bloomsbury group. They were exactly backward in coming forward.
I just don't see it, not from what I've read. Maybe this was platonic, and about a meeting of minds.
No fucking chance. You're reading on David Garland.
All I know is she wouldn't be so mousy right now.
Ah, but you have been reading up on her.
That doesn't mean anything.
I think it does.
I'm the best judge of my own mind, even when it runs away with me. But this is not that. It is a serious matter. It's not right, the example you set for children. I feel sorry for the boys growing up like this.
Growing up like what? They're bright and healthy.
I'm talking about the influences all around them. The lack of seriousness, the way you all are with things.
Never used to bother you.
I see things differently now. Clearer.
Really? And what trauma brought about this clarity?
Don't be sarcastic with me, David. I will not respond well to sarcasm. Not from you or any man.
I'm sorry.
You're not.
Okay, I'm not. It's not sarcasm. I want to know what it is that's changed in you, and perhaps we can change it back.
I'm not your plaything.
I agree.
Oh, you do you? Oh, you're the devil you are.
Perhaps it's a mistake that you came here.
Perhaps it is a mistake that I am anywhere.
Self-pity does not become you. Wait, more nuance needed.
Are you going to keep cutting this off like this? It's exhausting.
No, we just need to be aware of Garnet's expectations for this arrangement. He invited Dorothy to London because in her letters he become despondent. Look, I made a note. He just wanted to help.
You're saying in the end she was beyond help.
I'm not saying anything. But we need to be as right as we can. I just don't think that they're standing in the attic of Garnet's house just slinging insults at each other like this was always a distinct possibility.
Or inevitable.
Go with me on this for a second.
Okay?
I just don't want it to be a breakup row.
But it is. Whichever way you look at it, no matter what they believed in one another, it is the end of something.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
Did you tell Claudia who you were working with?
No,
Why not?
he didn't ask.
And you didn't tell her? Don't sigh at me.
Why do you have to be like that?
Like what?
That's the way you are.
I'm just messing with you.
Exactly.
I just enjoy messing with you.
I thought enjoying yourself was the last thing on your mind.
Dorothy would have approved.
Oh, yeah? What else would Dorothy have thought about all this?
She'd see through you.
To what end?
Always to the same end. What did I ever
tonight?
It was my day off. I rented the pictures.
Ray needed you. Earlier today, she needed you to watch the boys for an hour.
Don't you want to know what I went to go and see? It happened when that.
I don't know it.
Of course you do. Everybody's talking about it.
I don't know it.
You're angry with me.
Disappointed.
I'm entitled to a day off, David.
I was under the impression that you were a writer. I seem to remember some short stories and a promising novel by a woman who went by the name of Dorothy Edwards. I don't know if you know her. I seem to have mixed the two of you up and invited a common service girl into my house by mistake.
I've upset you.
Nonsense. You overestimated you, I can see that now.
You're being cruel, and I don't know why.
It's not cruelty, it's kindness. You have a gift, but you not realise it sitting in a picture house in your spare time.
I am a writer, and I write all my waking hours. It's not just the act of putting pen to paper. I thought you would understand that.
Don't patronise me.
You're infuriating.
Could have been writing today.
Which is it, David? Did Ray need me? Or do I have a duty to my craft? Or do you just like to know where it is I am every minute of the day? Don't you even want to know who I went to the pictures with?
You went with a man.
I wish I could talk to you about these things, brother.
You're getting ugly. The ugly duckling who never turned into a swan.
What sort of ambition is it to be a swan, anyway? Have you ever seen one up close? Their entire existence is dedicated to being a swan. It must be exhausting and miserable, having to live up to being a swan all the time, so lofty and pure and...
You're losing your grip on your metaphor, Dorothy.
You should know something. Something about your story of the woman who turned into a fox. When I said I admired it, I laughed. It was awful.
Your man. I've seen you with him. Taking tea.
You've been following me?
We don't go far. He's a jealous, isn't he?
How could you possibly know that?
First it niggled at me. But then I remembered I'd seen him at St. Bart's. Now, why would I remember such a nondescript orchestra member? Then I reasoned it must have been he who made the error with Sanson. You should be warned. He buckles in the face of intensity.
You know nothing about him.
If we are, I would suggest I know great deal.
I came back here this evening to my lodgings in such high spirits. This is to be it, isn't it? This greyness will always be waiting for me.
Melodrama will always be waiting for you, and that's far worse. You need to snap out of it. For I used to be the writer of little doomed love affairs.
Then what am I to write about? Little women that move about the city like ghosts, looking after the children of other women.
What will you do if you don't write?
Nothing. There would be nothing. I would be as vapour in the air.
And yet you have time for these little affairs.
I have to earn a living, and when I'm done, I am exhausted. And I need a clear mind and an uncluttered life.
Yes, and a room of one's own. We've heard this from Virginia over and over. Now it's laid out in the books, but there's nowhere for us to hide.
But it is not solved.
You're in London. What cannot be solved by London?
I wonder if you are trying to be ignorant.
I gave you the circle of my friends. I gave you London. You would not accept charity, so I gave you a job of work that I might pay you out of your stubbornness. And yet here you are complaining to me. One might almost say that you're taking advantage of me, Dorothy, that you're being ungrateful.
Grateful? As if you get nothing from this.
I don't know what you mean. The world of literature benefits from you,
Oh, don't play that part with me, David. I have likened you to a circus massive, cracking your whip to a little elephant and nothing to do on my trunk.
Being absurd.
I'm saying you get a kick out of being the Svengali.
Again, absurd.
Absurd denied, more like.
I will not deny that I derive pleasure from seeing you appreciated. And I still, take me for a fool, hope that my kindness will be repaid one day with great literature from you.
Oh, what a convenient sticking plaster I must be for your own shortcomings. How you used to parade me around. What a role you devised for yourself amongst all those great artists.
When did you become so bitter?
This is not bitterness.
No?
It is something else.
How can you tell the difference?
Because it's all there in my stories. You've read them, the new ones I gave you.
I did.
And
They're promising drafts.
I feel they're further along than that.
be enough to say that they're inferior to your previous stories.
I dare say it would be enough for a child.
Yes. I think that might be about right.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know.
It's a little bit... I don't know. Is this just going to be various fights? A little bit one note. Who's afraid of you-know-who?
Well, I mean, it can't be all bad. She was in London for what? 11 months?
Yeah, but then she returned to Cardiff, and 2 weeks later, she throws herself under a fucking train on a freezing January night.
She must be happy some of the time, and not just...
The cellist.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Do what?
Define a woman by that relationship with men.
Well, you're just trying to tell a story, and it is what it is.
It's so reductive.
Love is never reductive.
If it is, no.
Does it have to burn a certain brightness for a certain length of time to qualify for you? It is what I say it is, what I feel it is.
Suppose so. And then it breaks it off, this Ronald Harding. Says he can't leave his wife, it's all been a big mistake, and they should end it before it gets out of hand.
No, that wasn't it. You see, Ronald and me, we joined forces. Our talents and our passions. He was so passionate about his music. He was Welsh, and so it gave me something to be proud of Wales for. We joined forces, and the force was not enough. If he had left his wife, he would have been kicked out of the orchestra, and I dare say I would never have been published again. It was our careers, you see. We parted ways because of the dedication to our art.
This is so good. You have her. Let's do a scene. Just written it, I was up all night. Dorothy's at a party. It's 1928. A couple of years before she goes to live with the Garnets, she meets this pissed up posh twat in the kitchen. She's there for some air. The intensity of hanging around with Virginia Woolf and people like that. You know where to put it in the play, yeah?
Ah, your famous disembodied scenes.
Humour me.
Don't push it.
So, I've got her in the kitchen, talking to a cat.
Yeah,
Virginia Woolf had a cat called Nellie. Where's just there?
right. So, she has a glass of cooking sherry in one hand and a saucer of milk in the other, and the man enters.
Hello. Didn't expect to find anybody in here. Apart from staff, maybe. You're not staff, are you?
No,
Of course you're not, no.
quite all right.
I'm not disturbing you, am I?
It's a party, isn't it?
Yes. Taking a moment, are we?
Sometimes a moment is all it takes.
Ah, yes, indeed. True words. Sometimes I like to get away from it all and be inside my head and nowhere else. I don't think we've met. Oh, wait! You're Garnet's girl, aren't you? The Welsh one. Cinderella. I was late, you see. Had another engagement, but also I find the opening pleasantries quite tiresome. Was in no rush. Like to hit the ground running, get the heart of the matter.
Were you looking for something?
Sure, yeah. What's this? I know where they keep the good stuff. This, my lady, comes from the hills of Toledo. Garnet knew I was cracking into it. Who am I kidding? Who would give a job? Go on, son.
I might have had enough.
Oh, you've got to push through somehow. These parties can take on a life of their own. He calls you his Welsh Cinderella, that's right, isn't it? You don't sound very Welsh.
How do the Welsh sound?
Of course, sir.
I thought we were supposed to be melodious.
Not the ones I've met.
Have you met Penny?
Well, my schoolmaster married a Welsh woman, so that was good. We all enjoyed a scandal. For a while, one of the housekeepers at my parents' place in Gordon Square. My father had to let her go in the end, said she went about like she was haunting the place. Quite superstitious old fool.
What do you do?
Oh, this and that, Like to keep my hand in, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
Hmm.
I don't know what you mean. This and that makes it sound like you're idle.
Yeah. This year I've become perfectly mad about flying.
Fly.
In the sky!
And you have flown?
Yes, a number of times.
And next you'll tell me how small the world looks from up there.
Garnet said you had a way about you, and he wasn't exaggerating. What is it you do? Oh, wait. You write. That's it. The country house stories. I saw a few. In fact, I dare say I was amongst the first to read you. That anthology snuggled in there with Lawrence Maulders. At first I thought you were a misprint, that they'd assigned a woman's name to a man's work, but no! A woman! And a Welsh woman at that. Who would have thought she could be so interesting?
I have the saddest feeling you meant that as a compliment.
Are you and Garnet, sorry, that's terribly indiscreet.
He is my friend.
Fair enough. Don't fall for it, mind. If you take a bit of advice, a girl like you can take your pick out there. Place is teeming with curious minds.
You have what you were looking for?
Yes. No, I didn't come for this. Who are you talking to when I came in?
I wasn't talking to anyone.
You're hiding someone.
I'm doing nothing of the sort.
Where are they? They're in the pantry? Under the table? Under your skirts, perhaps?
What are you doing?
Playing hide and seek. I'm the seeker.
Adults playing children's games?
Adults' games, my dear, bequeathed to children at some point, loaned to them. Should join in. It's boys versus girls.
Not really.
What can I do to convince you to hide from me?
Isn't it usual to reverse roles after each turn?
I hide from you. Why do I get the idea you leave me rotting in some cupboards?
Damn it. You've uncovered my plan to overthrow the patriarchy.
Just might work.
I might play. If it were rich against poor, haves against have-nots,
Uneven teams.
afraid of the proletariat hordes.
Oh, that shadow of a doubt. What about artists versus writers?
And which of you?
I'm a pilot.
So you just fly overhead.
What about protege versus Svengali?
Is that a common dynamic here?
How about pitching lover against lover?
What a tangled web that would weave.
Yeah, it'd be chaos.
Chaos.
Don't you think there's something to be said for chaos?
No, not as a rule.
Shame. Could have had some fun.
Chaos is a luxury, sir.
Ah, yes. In Wales, you're all communists or something, aren't you?
We believe in the people. What do you believe in?
God?
Maybe that's where you're going wrong. A good place to try when playing hide and seek is always in the laundry cupboard.
I didn't write that line.
No, it's true. Always check the laundry cupboard. I like the scene. It reminds me of how we met.
Oh, do fuck off. It's nothing like how we met.
I don't know. Getting chatted up by a pissed twat at a party has its echoes.
Life imitating art, imitating life. I hear them opening up downstairs. See if I can get a cup of their Ecuadorian quadruple roast.
If you mean their Nescafe Gold Blend, I'll have 2 sugars.
This is really good work. We're getting somewhere.
Always active. Always. Always. Always writing. Always writing. Always. Writing myself out. Pure and unclouded. Always. And for what? The splurge, the vomit, the craft, the meaning, the silence between the movements. The movements. Exposition, development, recapitulation, faint, stir, repeat. Always writing. Bowing, nodding, curtsying, blushing, eye contact, not too much. Admire, respect, defer, defy, no, never defy. Don't be wicked, don't be shy, don't be coy, don't. Love, accept, yearn. Don't overdo it, Dorothy. Don't put yourself in that position. The sadness. What was it Dad used to say to me? The world won't know what's hit it, my girl. Did he say that? If I didn't love, if there was a way past it. But that's not why I'm here. The world won't know what's hit it, my girl. Bowing, nodding, curtsying, always writing. I have loved, and I have loved hard. One day I will write a story that will help you understand just how I have loved. I will put it all down there the way I know, pure and unclouded. What it has meant, what it means. It is the only way. What do you think about that? There's a promise for you. There's a promise for you. Wasn't that something? I have to tell you about it. And when I'm done, you can decide whether or not it's welcome to the big time. Welcome to the noise, roar, demure, flutter, freedom, flap, recoil. God, it's exhausting. Roar, demure, flutter. I quote, the complexion of a hyacinth. What they were really the dark eyes of the Welsh. Trust her, and she will kill you. Ha! What a way to go. Am I right? What a way to go. Kill me, kill me, kill me. Love me, kill me, hold me, hate me, stick a knife in, please. Men. What is it about them that draws them in and then scares them off? The world won't know what's hit it. Let me wrap around you like a whip. Snap, 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 snap. Like a sonata. The 3 snaps. Exposition. Pity me. Love me. Need me. Development. Open up your heart. Recapitulation. Pity me. Love me. Stand in awe. Something like that. Always right. I never doubted for a moment, not a moment, that my work, my stories, I never doubted for a moment that they were good. I mean, I take it seriously. I craft, I carve, chip, chip, chip. I put it all in there. All. Oh, the human heart. I wag my finger at you, but they are good. I am good. They have heart. In the gaps, in the quiet moments. They are the loudest moments. People read the stories. People liked them. I had reviews. I had letters. Letters and reviews. And then David Garnett. What can I say about David? He told me that my novel placed me as the finest living writer. He overdoes it. He can be a bit much. I wonder sometimes if he wouldn't be better off on a leash. If we all Seymour wouldn't be better off with him on a leash. But we met. He can be very convincing. We met in London. What can I say about David? He asked me if I would go to stay with him at his home in the country, and he showed me a lithograph of his house and his 2 little sons. I accepted with alacrity. He became more daring and asked if I might permit him to give a party in my honour. I accepted this too, with alacrity. This seemed inconsistent to him with my earlier behaviour, and he did not believe that I would come. But go I did, tempering the alacrity. Alone on the train, alone in the steam, alone on the platform. Abandoned, forgotten, lapse, regret, second thought, cold feet, re-evaluation. I am not the things he thought I was. I am none of those things. Wait. Aha! The man. Here he is. Oh, don't say that. Oh, it's really nothing. No need to apologise. No, of course not. These things happen. Next to him in the car. Through trees. Under blue skies, cloudless like one note extended. The house emerges like a mountainside. Hilton Hall. It was like one of my, don't say it, Dorothy. It's all too much now I think about it, and it was then too. Don't say it, Dorothy, like it was one of my stories, and be damned if it wasn't full of the people from them too, like walking straight into one of them. Step, step, bow, nod, curtsy. A pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you. I cannot wait to get to know you. I've heard so much. I've heard so. I cannot wait. Yes, a pleasure, an honour. Bow, nod, curtsy, ask, don't ask, answer, don't answer. This inner life, this conscience, this education. These women are so dazzling. Sophisticated, and the men are so dashing, yes, but, well, I have to be honest, don't I? Are they even listening, these men? Not really. They lead with their chins, as though their eyes might fall out and roll like marbles across the floor and straighten up. The eyes, what is it they see? What is it they think? These great minds, what is it they know? What are they thinking when they look at me down their chins? A simple creature. She elicits simple thoughts. Stillness. Writing. Always writing. Little do you know, she has a man's heart. Oh, is that right? A man's heart. You see me, don't you think? You read my stories and you think you see me now, don't you? I am your access to the mysteries of the universe, to woman. It's a pleasure to meet you, so nice to meet you. I know so much about your work. I cannot wait to get to know you. Yes, you are so very handsome. You are so beautiful. I don't know what to say. They've read my work. They have read my work. I didn't believe you, David. I thought you were mocking me, setting me up. I like the joke, setting me up, flattering me. I didn't believe. It is so nice to meet you. I cannot wait to make your acquaintance. Yes, he does appear in his element, David. He is so good to me. He has offered to take care of all of my business affairs. He told me to write fewer stories so the editors would pay more for them. I wouldn't have thought of that, would you? He is so good to me. I don't deserve all this. You are too kind. It is so nice to meet you. Of course I know your work, sir. I saw a portrait in Vienna. The way you catch the light. Your brush is so delicate. your eye so tender, your touch so full. The complexion of a hyacinth. What do I think of all this? I am overwhelmed. I don't mind admitting that. Read to you. I couldn't. A short passage. And all I could think is they should not sit on the floor in those beautiful dresses. She doesn't sit. She doesn't kneel. Of course, she stands near the beam, framed. Virginia. Ginny. I couldn't be so familiar, of course. She watches now. She watches me. How long would I linger in that mind of hers? How long would I linger before she sees me? Not this. Not what they see. I have the right to be seen. And I'm not writing now, am I? I am... What am I? I'm sorry. I got caught in the rain. That's what you like in your women, isn't it, David? For them to do feminine things like get caught in the rain in the gardens of your country house. Run, run, it's just a shower. Perhaps I could die of consumption. Wouldn't that be a thing? I am too good to you, washing away my sins. What sins? They are not subjective, David. They are obvious. Why? Why, this very weekend, this whole world is a sin. I'm not laughing. Decadence is a sin. Perhaps we read different Bibles, you and me. The Black Book, my black mountains, your green hills, little ankles, strong hands. Catch my death. You old romantic, you. Thank you. Thank you. You are so kind. You are all so very, very kind. I cannot wait to write back home and tell them everything I've witnessed, seen. Tell them all about you, and the dresses, and the food, and the soft touches, and the kindness, and the smiles, and the fountain, and the sky, and the clear skies, and the rain, and the falling, and the getting up. I will write. I will write the mornings and the nights. I will write the silences and the gestures. I will go quietly, but persuasively. Quietly. I do not want to go quietly. I do not want to go. I do not want to stay. I do not want to linger. I wish to live every moment in 1 second, like the Russians. Of course you know the Russians. You know the Russians. David said I should stop reading them, that it's doing my temperament no good. All those black moods and that introspection. Maybe he's right. Perhaps he's right. He often is. I'm sorry. I get like this. It's late, is it? The fire is embers. What else could I do for you? There's a piano there in the corner of the room like a big bear. I could sing for you. I could sing for them all, sing for my supper. Lord knows I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to embarrass myself. I know all the tunes. What's that? But perhaps Schubert, Chopin, if you insist. Old Welsh folk songs, the songs of my people. Dail yn cwpl law, roedd coed yn tyfu'n rhydd. Galwad ar adag gwyllt, wrth y bedd a goed yn ambydd, ac ambydd. Mae tynged Cymru a goll, fel breuddwyd
start. I don't mind admitting that at first, I had no idea you were a cat. I thought for a time you might be my rival in this house. Aren't you a pretty one? All these people in this house wrapped around your little finger. I see. It's the same in my home. My home. Yasmin is my cat. My best friend. Sometimes I feel like she's all I have to talk to. Her and Tolstoy, Turgenev, Pushkin. They're not cats, of course. But good names for cats. Note for future reference. And there's my mother. But you can't talk to your mother about her. Not about everything. Some things. She's back there now. It's nothing like this. It's quiet there. Still. If she could see me now, with all these people, so elegant, and I've made it, Mother. It's all been worth the time. I don't know if I have the time. What was it St. Augustine said? Dad would quote it. We experience time like we experience music. Yes, I know, Mother. Fine ideas never paid the bills. Yes, I know. Even Dad went to work every day. Yes, I know. But it's different. I'm so tired. I need time and space, and I'm so damn tired. Sorry, Mother. Language. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not you, and I cannot be you. It's different. I choose. I must. I need. I choose. I cannot. I will not. I will go to my room. I will go to my room. I will go to my room. My little bed. My shoes. That picture on the wall. One of me and Dad. My books.
Meg, is everything okay?
You have to stop lurking around in the shadows like that.
I wasn't lurking, I didn't want to interrupt.
Mum? Hi, Mum. Yeah, it's Meg. No, Meg. I went out early. Why would I be calling you from upstairs? No, I had a question. We're busy doing what? We could put the Sudoku down for 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, the question. What happened to my books? The books that were in my room when I was little. Yeah, it's okay, Mum, if you chucked them. I'm sure they went to a good home. I love you too. I won't be late.
Robert Frost said that home is the place that when you have to go there, they have to let you in.
Well, he was wrong. That quote is wrong. Men can be wrong, Byron, even poets. Coming home is a privilege, not a right. Somebody should have told Dorothy that. Somebody should have put their fucking arm around her and told her everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that's true.
Think of it. How far she fell. There's your story.
I don't think I want to write a story about a woman who fell from a great height.
Oh, Byron, what is it you're trying to achieve here? Tell Dorothy's story, or I will. I begin to feel as though nothing at all is happening anywhere. Nothing at all. Today, I am writing this because I am starting a new life. I feel now I have a new power, or it is an old power reawakened. And with this new power, I can dedicate myself to you. One day, I will write a story about my love for you, and it will be pure and unclouded. I have just finished writing a story. It has taken me all these years to write, and I think it's rather nice. All those black moods, all that introspection. But where else is there to look? Turning and turning in the narrowing of the gyre. I cannot hear my falconer. Things fall apart, vexed to waking dream. The narrowing, the narrowing.
Edwards to whom I'm engaged, that's you, is the daughter of the late Edward Edwards. Apparently my colleague was schooled where this Edward Edwards was headmaster, but had some fond, if somewhat eccentric memories of him. Was my colleague on to something?
We don't have time for that. I want to know more about the turtle that fell on Aeschylus' head. You always leave the most interesting parts out of your seminar.
I don't do it to entice you into my bed.
We are betrothed, John. I don't need enticing. Tell me about the turtle.
I don't know any more about the turtle than what I said in class. But know about his parents, his batting average, or when went to school.
Firstly, you know very well what I mean. For 2,000 years, the world has known that Aeschylus was killed by an eagle dropping a turtle on his head. How has that shaped the world of thinking, the world of literature, the world of drama, for goodness sake?
Secondly,
And secondly, batting average, you try so hard to act the image.
to what will you have me allude? Rugby? Billiards? Rugby?
You have a narrow vision when it comes to your people, John.
My people, and who might they?
The Welsh, John, whether you like it or not. Do you know, recently, Caradoc Evans had his portrait slashed with a dagger where it hung in the National Gallery. All for the power of scurrilous short stories.
Barbarism.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have my portrait butchered.
Oh, really? You are too much sometimes, Dorothy. They would have cut Evans had he been in the gallery.
And no writer worth their salt would have rejected the offer.
Oh, come now, Dorothy.
Oh, don't be so precious.
Too precious. Sometimes,
Just what?
sometimes I think you forget who is the professor and who's the student.
I didn't think we had titles in bed, John.
Titles, no.
It really won't work if you think of us in those terms.
That's not what I meant.
When we are married, we won't be professor and student.
No. We will be husband and wife.
And are those just different words for the same thing?
I don't know what you mean.
I want to know how you see us, John.
How I see us.
Yes, am I always to be looked down upon by you? Always to be looked down upon?
I like the way we are now.
We are fighting now.
A mild disagreement.
Most certainly at the least.
Not sure why we're fighting.
You're not making things better, Professor.
A colleague of mine recently asked if you're quite so forthright in person as you often are in public.
Do you and your colleagues have nothing better to do than discuss my temperament and my family origin?
Ah, so you admit your father was the eccentric headmaster.
He was that, proudly, and that at the very least. A man 10 times that of your curious colleague, or indeed all those professors combined. A man who taught me the world need not be small, need not be narrow, need not be meagre. A man who taught me to devour.
I do not wish to be devoured, Dorothy.
You've changed your tune.
I'm being serious.
One can be funny and serious at the same time.
I don't see how.
You don't listen how.
Dorothy, I feel we go in circles more often than we travel in straight lines lately.
Riddles, John?
I don't see a riddle.
Everything is so simple to you, isn't it?
I'm a philosophy professor. I don't see
Oh, you make things complicated in order for them to be simpler to you. Abstract notions, John. But I am not abstract.
I needed to tell you that I'm going to visit my sister. Her husband has taken ill. She needs some moral support.
I see.
I'm glad you see.
How long will you be gone?
The illness will it take?
I could come with you.
Not necessarily. It will give you time to read up more on your turtle.
Not my turtle. You'd have me, the murderer of Aeschylus.
Ah, I see. Serious and funny at the same time.
Oh, he's the devil he is. Impossible and prim, and he'd rather be a buttoned-up Englishman than allow himself to have a heart of poetry. I'm glad he's gone. Glad. Another eyeless nobody for the walls. Who will remember John Thorburn in 100 years? I'm glad he's gone. Tonight I will eat poached pears and cream, and I will not think of him once. How funny I am being so philosophical about this. I know. He will... No. No man will dictate the rhythms of my heart.
Oh, there you are.
Later, we need to get on with this.
No, it's important.
No, it isn't, Byron.
It is.
I cannot get into this now. I've got too much to sort out in my life. Neither of us want the same thing. You are happy, you just don't realise it.
It's not about that.
You have Claudia, and I have Dorothy. Oh, it's difficult to explain. But I was coming home, and it was like I was getting tired. I was giving up. And then here we were, you and me and Dorothy.
Mary.
No, just listen to what I have to say. This has meant something. It means something. I don't know what yet. Inspiration, energy, but it means something. And every night I go home and I cry. Every evening I weep. And it's not sadness. It's something else. Like I'm purging, being purged. Like Dorothy is washing something out of me. Like every stupid thing I've ever done, every time I've wanted to say, every time I say yes when I wanted to say fuck off, every time I stayed silent when I wanted to scream from the rooftops, it's pouring out of me. I feel cleaner. I feel right. I feel myself.
You need to listen to me.
I know, Byron, I know. I got Gordon's text. This isn't happening. He's pulling the plug on it, and I don't want to hear about it.
Well, he's paying us for the time we spent here this week.
Yeah,
You didn't have to do that.
he's a good man. What can I say? No, I won't accept it. I'll do it myself. Your pages.
You can't have my script.
I don't get what you owed.
Well, I suppose you could. It's yours anyway. What are you going to do with it?
Who knows? Maybe I'll just stand barefoot in my garden and burn it all.
Yeah, and after that?
I don't know. Write the thing. Set up my own company. Put it on. Get it done. All I know is you and Gordon and whoever else. You don't get to decide whether Dorothy Edwards lives or dies.
Good then.
Good.
Today's the first day of the rest of your life.
And other bad endings to mediocre plays.
If you need anything, Ella,
No, nothing else. Just go.
well, I would, but I got to clean up in here, lock up, give the key back.
Right. Yeah. I'll go. I'll go.
Don't go.
I was reading this morning on the train, that book again. We experience time like we experience music. Is that the quote? One note extended. I'm not asking for permission anymore, Byron. The silences are too much, too frequent, too big. All I need is to be sure that time, that death, that the narrowing of her life, it hasn't silenced her. Life is not a comedy or a tragedy. Rather, it is a beautiful rhythm of life and death. and shade, light and dark, to read and reflect and whisper it. Relax.
Why whisper it?
I can't be seen to be wasting my time, seeing as how hard we had to fight to get here.
Oh, what do you mean?
Maybe I mean misunderstood geniuses.
Oh, genius. Well, in that case, it's an honour to meet you. My name's Glyn.
Dorothy Edwards, I think.
You think?
I'll go away for now.
What are you reading, Dorothy Edwards?
I don't think I should say.
Oh, Carraro Evans, that book.
You don't approve,
Actually, I do. Real readers are such an endangered species.
but you disapprove of the material.
I'm not sure whether I do. It's impressionable minds I worry about.
And how do you know I'm not impressionable?
Perhaps you are.
You believe in personal responsibility. How progressive. It's not many that can see that the mass public is made up of individuals.
I don't think of the mass public at all, if it comes to it. I just think of the writer and the reader.
And you are a writer.
Barely.
But you think of yourself as one. You aspire.
I aspire.
And you cannot condemn Corrado Evans because you admire him.
Well, that's transparent. I've only been here for 2 minutes.
If I was right, it's no reflection on your simplicity.
I suppose it did.
It's no reflection on you.
You're just good at this.
If I was right,
What else can you tell about me?
then you're nervous around women, and you don't even realise it when you are being flirtatious.
Perhaps you just see one thing in another.
And that you're just being friendly.
I am just being friendly.
I can see that you're a good writer.
How could you possibly?
Because for one, you have emerged from those dry as a bone Lord Acton essays in your lap to talk to me. That says you have a keen interest in the real things of this world, and the history of the French Revolution can wait upon. I'm suggesting you have what it takes.
And what does it take?
The curiosity of the now. Looking at you, I would suggest you write adventures, tales of daring do in the high seas, and then something happened, and you realise the vitality of the folk around you, your country people, and friends and neighbours in your village.
Remarkable.
Not so remarkable. There's one boy like you for every 10 in a factory club dinner. Oh, I didn't mean to offend. It's a good thing what Corrado has woken in us.
Of course. And you're a writer too? Aspiring?
I don't think of myself as such.
But you do write.
I meant aspiring.
Oh. Fully formed. Nothing left to learn.
I have much to learn, but I am right.
What is it that you write? Scurrilous stories of your neighbours of your village?
No, not that.
What then?
You're interested in my writing,
Yes.
and I was rude to you.
Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. I shouldn't be allowed to get away with being so rude.
These privileges may not last, Miss Edwards, so I wouldn't dwell on them when they do.
Call me Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Do you ever think sometimes, Glyn, that there is simply just too much to think about?
Yes, but I think university is the place where we come to terms with that.
You think we're here to pick up a field, and that's our lot in life?
Yes, otherwise it would be too much.
What if too much is not enough? What about those people amongst us?
Oh, I don't know. You're talking of your tragic geniuses. Byron, Keats, Mozart. I'd rather live a long life and plough my field.
I don't wish to die young, Glyn, but I don't wish to die small either.
You think there's a deal with the devil?
Oh, we can leave him out of it, can't we?
Why are we talking of death on such a beautiful day?
It can come at any moment, Glyn, whether the sun is shining. Do you know how Easter started?
Yes. This isn't recent news.
Funny. You think we've been idly talking, but this whole time, I've been building a picture of the kind of writer you are.
Matters to you, the kind of writer I am.
There is a hierarchy, if you like, of how I regard new people I meet. And I'm much more likely to want to build something with someone if they interest me from the off. And there's nothing more interesting than meeting another writer.
What are you looking to build, Dorothy?
A friendship, that sort of thing.
Oh, sure you have lots of friends.
Each connection is a fresh thesis, a unique creation. Don't you feel that way? Or am I the first girl who was ever asked to sit on the same bench as you?
Might be.
I might be. How wonderful! You'd remember, I'm sure. You seem like the kind of sponge aching for encounters like these.
Is there anything about me that you might think was a mystery?
Doubtful, if I'm honest. What about me? It's only fair I let you have a go at reading me now.
I don't think I'd be able.
Of course you can. You're a writer, aren't you? You create characters from the simple moments of the day, don't you? Or are you that far from the shore yet?
Well, I noticed that you bend the pages of your book to mark your place.
Aha! A regular Sherlock Holmes.
Means you're not precious.
Perhaps you come from a privileged background, where the cost of books means nothing, so the damage to the pages means nothing, but I don't quite get that impression. You're too unique to be rich.
So I would deduce that you're passionate. The pages are not precious, but the ideas, the poise, the prose, the mind. So the books themselves are not precious, because items are transient, but the human mind is sacrosanct, which makes you a bold thinker, even more so given your age and your sex. So, if you were a character in one of my stories, I would draw you as the child of some radical thinker, who made you his pet project, the son and embodiment of all his philosophies. So when you asked as a child, "Can I have a book back?" he laughed and said, "Bend those pages, my girl, bend them good."
This is a library book.
Oh my God, they're going to burn you at the stake.
I'm just messing with you. This is my own hobby.
Oh, you'll be worried then.
I have bigger plans than twisting library books.
What sort of plans?
Radical plans.
Ah, so it was right about your background.
In the broad strokes. Although you gave the wrong impression. The impression that I was a lab rat and in receipt of just as much affection. My father loved me very much, and I laughed every day I knew him.
And he's no longer with us.
Sadly not.
And you miss him every day.
I do.
Must have been quite a man to leave you behind as his legacy.
That is perhaps the kindest thing anyone has ever said to me. I feel that when my father was alive, I heard at least one beautiful sentence every day. And when I say beautiful, I mean inspiring, true. My goodness, how we undervalue what is true, and only think in slogans and bad prose. Get me to the heart of something, I say, and the truth will find its voice.
You speak like somebody much older. Oh, I don't mean to offend, I meant it as a note of admiration.
No, it's nice to hear. I wonder sometimes if people don't leave the hot stuff for behind my back. I wonder if I'm a figure of fun.
Not to serious people.
You are kind.
Try to be what the situation calls for.
Would you dance with me, Glenn?
Dance with you?
Yes.
Here?
Yes.
But there's no music.
It's all this talk about my father. It brings a musical phrase to my mind. Chopin. Do you know Chopin?
I love Chopin.